yourself.
Right.
Educate yourself, period. Don't wait for anybody else to tell you what to eat. They've been lying to us.
Growing up, one of the things that I used to hear a lot from folks in my family is diseases that we just accepted as common. Like if you got, as you got older, you were going to get sugar diabetes. We used to call it sugar, or you were
I
going to get high
remember.
blood pressure. It was just like a common thing. It was like, it was almost a rites of passage until, getting older, like you were going to get those things. And I think
Right.
you're absolutely right. It's about knowledge. We just don't know. We just have
No.
accepted certain things as a part of the aging process that really isn't a part of it.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
You are so right. And once I understood that, um, I mean, of course we're going to go through the changes that we automatically go through living on a planet, and we have to deal with gravity and all the things that we have to deal with. But once we learn how to actually nourish ourselves, um, I think, of course I'm aging, of course I am, but
Mhm.
it's not rapid fire. You understand?
Mhm.
Because I
Right.
keep movement in my life, and I make sure that I'm nourishing myself. And even though I'm not running 100%, working every moment of the day on keeping my attitude right. I lose my temper
Mm.
sometime like anybody else, but it
Mhm.
hurts nobody but me. When I
Mm.
mean, it ain't nobody's heart beating when if I yell or scream, ain't nobody getting a
Right.
heartbeat but me.
Mhm.
So those are things that's a part of honoring your journey, your human experience, life itself, and practicing self-love and self-care. And
Mhm.
food has a lot to do with it, a lot to do with loving yourself. And I mean,
Mhm.
people I can remember being really mistreated on Instagram because of a clip from a podcast interview.
Mhm.
And I was basically saying, I don't have the gear to jump on top of a cow, tear it apart, and eat it on the spot. It's not my diet.
Mhm.
Man, those meat eaters came at me so cold blooded until one of them say, "Shut up, little nigga." And I was
Mm.
like, this could be really, really dangerous. This
Mhm.
social media stuff with ignorance.
Right.
Just we do really stupid things to each other. And as far as I'm concerned, well, they took me back to prehistoric times. They said, well, you don't need teeth in your mouth. We created tools, and that's it. I was stupid and
Mm.
dumb. I was a clown, but it was the little shut up little nigga that I was
Mhm.
said, okay, it's time for me to have this lady block all these comments. And I'm getting ready to report all these people, and we get ready to do something else. Because this, to me, it just felt a little scary to
Right.
have people going at me like that because of
Mhm.
my opinion. I've been in the vegan community since 1990. So I ain't never going back to eating death. Never.
Right.
I don't care.
Right.
You can eat whatever. Really and truly, I really don't care what you eat.
Mm.
However, our decisions affect the whole. So
Yeah.
the planet is overheating, and eating animal flesh, cows in particular, are causing a lot of it. Now they ain't gonna tell you
Mhm.
that on MSNBC. They don't
Right.
they only talk about oil. They only talk about fossil fuel. They don't
Mhm.
ever mention cows and the effects that we're getting from ingesting cows. And they are burning down, tearing up forests so cows, chickens, pigs, and fish can eat soy. Come on.
Mm. Mhm.
Anyway, do your
Mm.
homework. Do
Yeah.
your homework for you. Don't do it for me. Do it for you, and learn
Yeah.
what you should be eating. The only thing that would put weight on me is inactivity, if I'm not
Mhm.
moving, and if I start eating too much cooked food.
Mhm.
So I'm very careful with my diet. I
Mhm.
don't want to be buying clothes every other month because I'm too big to wear them. I don't know.
Mm,
I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking,
mm.
should you give some of this stuff away? Because you still be
Mm.
wearing the same stuff. Way to save money, ladies. But and I don't want to be husky like that. I don't.
Right, right,
I
right,
would think about if I weighed 200 pounds right now, and I'm not fat shaming. So
mhm,
don't even start with that. I'm saying
right.
if I busted my knee and I weighed 200 pounds right now,
Mm,
how would I be
yeah,
feeling?
right,
And because I
yeah.
only weigh 125. But if I weighed
Mm,
200 and had to mess with this knee,
mhm,
yeah, I'm looking out for me. Y'all can weigh as
yeah.
much as you want to weigh. Sister, I'm not doing it. Nope. Mm-mm.
Chef Babette, that is you are so right in terms of educating yourself
Oh,
though is so important,
isn't
you
it?
know, and because a lot of times we just hear what other people are saying without doing our own research. And I know
Exactly.
and I know for me, after I got my cancer diagnosis, I started doing research to figure out how did this cancer happen in my body. And then I started to find research that showed there was a strong correlation between milk and
Oh,
meat. And none of my doctors talked about that. Nobody said anything to me about that. And once I got that information, it was easy to make a decision to stop eating that stuff. It was like
wow.
a no-brainer, but it was getting the education to know that okay, these are things that are strongly correlated to this disease that I'm dealing with. Why am I going to continue to eat that stuff that I know
Right.
that
Good for
causes
you.
disease? Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to have surgery or anything like that?
Yeah, so I had these radioactive seeds put into my prostate, and I only did it because my doctors were rushing me to it, and I didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
information. I didn't know any better. You
Uh-huh.
know, I heard cancer, and my doctors were rushing me to have surgery. It was only
Yes.
after I had the surgery that I started getting all this new information that really helped me to easily make a lifestyle change.
Oh,
It was real easy.
good for
And
you.
and unfortunately, I see so many people that get a cancer diagnosis that don't have the information and they
Right.
go back to eating the same way and they're dealing with the same type of stress and they wonder why there's a reoccurrence of cancer. If you've not made the
Mm.
changes, you know, there's a strong probability that it's going to happen again,
Good
you
for you,
know.
though. Good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so Chef Babette, you and
Yeah.
Ron, y'all have a restaurant. Tell us
Right.
a little bit about your restaurant and how people can come to your restaurant if they're
Well, we
in.
have a vegan spot here in Inglewood, California. It's
Mm,
114 North Market Street in Inglewood, downtown Inglewood. We're only about 10 minutes away from LAX. And we've had the business. We opened our doors in 2008, right at the height of the recession. You remember
mm,
2008,
mhm.
man?
Oh yeah.
It was a hot
Yeah,
mess,
yeah.
and people were saying, "You sure you want to put a vegan restaurant in Inglewood?"
Mm,
And I
mhm,
thought, we're vegan, and I'm
mhm,
sure there are a whole lot of vegans living in this community. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And we opened our doors, and we made it through COVID, and we still going strong. Um, we have a variety of we like to call the menu more of a transitional menu because
mhm.
I prefer people eating more raw. Like I put a
Right.
salad on everybody's plate, but you ought to see
Mhm.
how many salads these people will throw away because they're just accustomed to eating cooked food.
Right,
and
right.
and understand this, folks. When you add temperatures, when you subject your food to temperatures over 115 degrees Fahrenheit, you've just killed the life in that food.
Mm,
Live enzymes is what we need. And we
mhm,
destroy the life in the food when we put heat to it. So, but even though a lot of times Ron and I, we'd be acting like Mud Deer and Uncle John going in there telling people, why you ain't eat your salad? Get it to go box. That's the only thing that's live on your plate. We would act like that. But because I wanted people to understand, you're throwing away the only life on your plate. All you want is the cooked food. That's what you're accustomed to. That's what you've been eating all your life. So where do you get your nutrition from? What do you get from your food if all you're eating is death? But
mhm,
anyway, so we decided to present them with a menu. It's got tacos, burritos, quesadillas. I've got a soul
mm.
food platter. I make my own burgers out of walnuts. We call it the nut burger. Um,
Ah,
and,
nice.
yeah, and everything is organic. And
Mhm.
we it's I'd say 95% organic. My husband's a weirdo when it comes to the organics. Ain't organic. He just like, Miss Me is rough enough that we trusting them with the organic stuff. But if it ain't
Uh-huh.
organic, forget it. So because we have to trust people with our food. It's
Yeah.
just the way that it is. And it doesn't always work out for us, even organic. I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
you can get all kind of bad spinach because the organic farm is right next to the
Mm.
cow farm, and that's how
Right.
we wind up with E. coli and spinach and
Mm.
strawberries bad and all this kind of stuff. We just have some really weird practices. We just the people that supply the food for us have not really practiced. They don't know a lot of times what they're doing. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Mm-hmm.
and we buy it because where else are we gonna get it? And then for people
Mm.
that are not in areas where they can buy organic produce and stuff like that, in little towns where they have to buy from the liquor store, some of us are jacked when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
nourishing ourselves. We just we just don't have it available to us. And guess who makes all the money? Big pharma making all the money. They own the medical
Mm-hmm.
industry. I
Right.
mean, come on, for
Mm-hmm.
pharmaceuticals,
Yeah.
doctor diagnose you right quick and give you 75 drugs to take,
Mm-hmm.
and
Right.
every last one of them are liver toxic. When I
Mm-hmm.
talk about knowledge, I didn't know all this stuff before,
Mm-hmm.
but I know it now. So I'm not going to no doctor and he talks stupid to me because I'm getting ready
Right.
to check him real
Right.
quick. You know you
Yeah.
don't know, and you telling me something dumb. You telling me to eat somebody else's liver because my iron is low? Come on now. What is the function of a liver? What does the
Right.
liver do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you know what the liver does, why are you telling me to eat another species liver?
Mm.
It does the
Mm.
same thing my liver does.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, that's knowledge is power, especially as it
Yeah.
pertains to me and my life.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Wow. Well, Chef Babette, thank you so much. I mean, you are so inspiring, and
Am I?
eh, look, I'm telling you, you inspire me. I'm telling you, I'm sharing your picture and telling your story to all my friends because they feeling like they getting old and they can't do stuff and they gaining weight. And I'm like, look at her. They say she's 70. Again, I still don't believe them, but they say she's 70. But you are truly inspiring, just
I hope
remarkable.
so. I
And,
really hope so because
no.
as I inspire, I'm inspired.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to do for each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I want to bring you something good. I don't want to bring you
Mm-hmm.
no mess, no garbage, no junk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
That's what
you
I want
bring
to
in
do.
good. Cause
Yeah.
look, here's a little secret. Cause you got me using coconut oil. In fact, I just shared with my audience. I started using coconut oil a couple of years ago because I saw somewhere where you said I was like, well, I'm gonna put on some coconut oil
Ain't
because
it
Chef
wonderful
Babette is
though?
a
Don't it
it.
feel
Yes,
good?
it feels real
Yeah.
good. Yeah, so I thank you for that. Yeah, and folks are like, you put on coconut. Yep, I put on some coconut
That's
oil. That
it.
yeah. But thank you so much,
Thank
Chef
you for
Babette.
having me, sweetheart.
You are so inspiring and
Thank you.
just such a light, and I
Thank you. And keep
appreciate
on
you.
taking care of yourself, baby.
I will. I
Yeah.
will.
Keep on.
Thank you.
All right.